That wow belonged to Donald Trump Jr. He's the executive vice president of the Trump Organization, son of Donald Trump. He was also in attendance last night at the big rally here in New Hampshire, where your father was essentially taunting the Democrats.
Well, listen, I don't know if he was taunting the Democrats as much as he was.
Oh, he was taunting the Democrats.
Thank you to our supporters. I mean, the energy in that room, you guys saw it. I mean, it was truly incredible to basically have that many people show up on a cold day. You saw people standing outside for 36 hours.
In the mud.
In the freezing cold rain. I mean, New Hampshire in February, you know, it's not exactly Florida. It was really special. It was awesome to be there.
Well, you weren't only there. You were called up on stage and you spoke for a while. Listen to how Don Jr. was greeted.
And did Don Jr. make a good speech? Come. They're good kids. They went through a lot with this hoax. I want to tell you, they went through a lot with the hoax.
They're chanting 46. They want you to run after your dad serves another 4 years.
Well, you know, that's honestly, it's an incredible honor and very humbling. My only focus is literally making sure that he can get reelected in 2020. I mean, when you look at the accomplishments, the things that he's been able to get done, the things he's been able to get done despite unprecedented resistance. Right? Nothing but resistance. I mean, no one watching can name a single thing that the Democrats have even tried to do over the last 3.5 years other than prevent him from doing anything, and he's still getting it done. So I love the direction that this country is going. I love that he's fighting for Americans, putting Americans first, fighting for the lowest wage earners, and their wages are going up. Unemployment numbers are the lowest in recorded history for every demographic. I mean, we're really living an American blue-collar boom, which is what he promised. Mm-hmm. That's why you're getting those people, that many people, to show up and to stay that long and to be that supportive.
Well, I follow you on Instagram, and I know you are very supportive of a number of Republican campaigns, in addition to your father, around the country. What about what happened down in Jacksonville, where the guy ran into the crowd at a Republican voter registration event?
You know, the silence was deafening. When I see that happen, and by the way, the violence against conservatives and Republicans and Trump supporters is so prevalent and so underreported. I mean, if at all. I mean, if the shoe was on the other foot and that was some sort of pretend, crazy right-wing, alt-right, whatever person doing it to a Bernie Sanders or an Elizabeth, it would be the ¡1 news story all over America. There's not a journalist that wouldn't be covering it ad nauseum for weeks. But when it happens to a Trump supporter, it's honestly, it's getting to the point of tacit complacency from the left and from the media, which are basically the same thing at this point. It's truly disgusting. It would be one of the largest, if not the largest story, superseding all of the primary stuff, all of the craziness in Iowa, if it was the other way around. But when it happens to a Trump supporter, it's okay because they're a Trump supporter. We can just condone that. It's truly disgusting, and honestly, I'm getting sick of it, and so are Americans.
How about the anger, the vitriol? That guy he was in court. Thankfully, he didn't hurt anyone, but he's in court, and he looks back at the camera just with a smug, like, I don't care what you think of me. I'm happy,
there he is.
Proud of this. Watch this. Look.
Yeah. Again, it's truly disgusting. Again, if that same guy was a Trump supporter doing that, what would the headline say? We all know what they would say. Okay, it would be, you can't even imagine what it would be, right? It's so sickening. And again, that's the environment in which we are. That's what the Democrats, because they won't cover it, they've almost started condoning these sort of attacks, and it's truly disgusting. And I really look forward to someone on that side, someone in the media, to have the guts to actually say enough is enough. But I haven't seen it, guys, and it's happened time and time again. The analogies that they'd make, the comparisons that they'd make, we all know where they would go with this one. But you know what I've heard? Nothing.
Right. But one person who has spoken up is Charlie Kirk's organization's put together a video that just talked about when Nancy Pelosi ripped up that script, how many people's stories she ripped up. And the script 100%. Was of the State of the Union address. She wants that thing taken down.
Well, that's, by the way, I work with Charlie a lot, as you know, and Benny Johnson actually put together that meme. That was my idea. I was like, I want this, Benny. Can you put it together? And he did, and I was the first one to post it. And because I was there, I heard those stories. I was sitting next to those great Americans, and each story so special and so unique. To watch her do that at the end in this contrived, pre-ripped thing, because she can get away with it. There is no one holding them accountable. And those were incredible American stories that she ripped up. And of course now, because that bias, that sort of disgusting, action was highlighted, now she wants total censorship. And that's what it is, guys. They're not just coming for your Second Amendment. They're coming for your First Amendment. You can't do anything against the leftists, or you're going to try to get censored. And that's what she is. When Nancy Pelosi is going to Facebook to basically take down a meme of her actual actions, this isn't like a fake video. It's just, we're highlighting this incredible American, rip up that dream. Highlight this American, rip up that dream. That's what she was doing. But again, they're used to never having any pushback. They're used to no one fighting back. And that's why Donald Trump is catching on with conservatives so well.
Right.
Because he's actually said, guys, you can push back. You don't just have to take the loss because the leftists want you to.
Are the social media companies trying to take it down?
Listen, honestly, if they do that one, I think, it's all over.
So she can ask,
this isn't like a modified, thing. I mean, it's very clear. This isn't some sort of, adding words to someone's mouth. It's just exactly what she did.
What is your dad saying about Nancy Pelosi? Because, in the past when he's had feuds with people, like Ted Cruz comes to mind, they get along now and they support one another. I felt like he would probably do that with Nancy Pelosi and try to work with her, but the impeachment hearing, and did he intentionally not shake her hand?
Listen, the way I saw it, honestly, I don't think so. He didn't shake Mike Pence's hand either.
No, he didn't.
He handed a paper, he turned around, and when she moved for it, he was already looking towards Mike Pence. So,
right.
And he didn't shake his hand.
The National Prayer Breakfast. I'm glad he was honest about it. He's not going to pretend to be friends with someone.
And when I hear, I'm praying for Donald Trump, come on, no one actually believes that. Okay, let's be real. No one actually believes that Nancy Pelosi is sitting there praying for Donald Trump.
Praying that he gets out of office, maybe.
But I think, again, Republicans appreciate his honesty. And listen, he can be tough at times. He can be a lot at times for some of even the conservatives. The reality is this. If you went through on a daily basis what he did, the attacks, the vitriol, just look at what I went through, what they put his family through, right? Hunter Biden's totally off limits, but Barron Trump, you can go after him. That's okay because he's Trump's kid. You know what? You'd probably look at the world a little differently. You'd probably push back a little harder. And the fact that he has pushed back harder has allowed him to achieve what he has achieved. If he did what most conservatives do, just sort of roll over and die when challenged by the left, you wouldn't have the accomplishments that he has.
We just got a chance to witness possibly the 46th president of the United States.
Stop it.
I'm just saying, they were chanting it.